I just found the most efficient workflow to create entire lookbooks like this entirely with AI. Everything you see here, from the t-shirt to the model in Tokyo and even the frames for the videos, were all made using Google's Nano Banana Pro inside of Freepik Spaces. And the best part is that everything is connected as nodes, so instead of switching between different platforms and regenerating assets, your entire lookbook now lives within one visual workspace. I built this Tokyo collection for Represent 247, so I generated the model, I designed the clothes, and I designed all of the assets in about 45 minutes. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. Alright, so we are inside of Freepik Spaces, and as you can see, we have the entire lookbook generated right here, all inside of this one canvas. And what's nice about using Freepik Spaces or other node-based platforms like this is that you obviously have everything connected together right here. So instead of generating all of your assets using Higgsfield or other image platforms where you have to constantly regenerate your assets and move them around to make any small changes, what's nice about platforms like this is that everything is connected. So we have a base image, for example, and then we can just reprompt it and generate new assets based on the changes that we want to make without having to do anything with the initial base image. So as you can see right here, this is the entire lookbook. And if we just start from the beginning, the entire idea with this campaign or collection was that 247 represents, they obviously usually do some sort of new drop for the biggest marathons out there. So the reference images, or I guess the inspiration for the Tokyo collection, was the drop that they had for the Berlin marathon. So you can see right here that we have the race t-shirt, we have the race shorts, and then we just have a couple of different angles of the products. So the main goal with the Tokyo collection here that I had in mind was to essentially recreate some of the main drops that they had for Berlin, but inspired by Tokyo. So I started by taking a couple of inspirational images or reference images here of the Tokyo Tower, and I really liked this kind of like orange hue that it gave out. So these were kind of like the baseline, I guess, inspiration or reference point of design that I wanted to pull into the t-shirt, along with obviously the base design of the t-shirt and of the shorts here from the Berlin and from the other collections that they've had. So the first thing that I wanted to do was come down here to a image generation node, as you can see right here, that we pulled the image from this specific image node right here, and then we can just simply drag that down into this one. So you can see right now that this is now feeding into our first image generation node. And then what we wanted to do was basically just pass this into Nano Banana Pro, and you can see right here that we have a ton of different models, image gen models that we can choose from, but obviously these days Nano Banana Pro is still the best of the best out there, so that's what I've been using for most of the generations inside of Freepik here. And then we simply just have a pretty simple but somewhat specific prompt here about basically using the uploaded running t-shirt as reference. And in this case, I should also mention that I dragged the node from the t-shirt reference into this one as well. So this specific image gen node basically has the t-shirt as a reference image and the Tokyo Tower image. So both of these two, along with the prompt, is what is feeding this specific design. So in this case, I'm basically just telling Nano Banana Pro to use the uploaded running t-shirt as the exact design reference, recreate the shirt with the identical layout, graphics, proportions, and everything preserved one-to-one. We basically don't want to change anything at all. What we want to do is basically have the colorway or the color palette updated to the Tokyo Tower inspired orange colorway. So we have the primary color and secondary color, blah, blah, blah. I'll put all of the prompts in the description below, but essentially what we wanted to do was create an orange hue or an orange palette for the race t-shirt based on the Tokyo Tower. And this is what generated. And as you can see right here, the finished generation is obviously really solid. You can see right here that it is a little bit grainy, but we can just upscale that later. But for a first kind of like concept design, this was like really close to what I wanted. So you can see right here that we have kind of like the mesh t-shirt design on the sides and on the back, which the reference or the original t-shirt indeed has as well, which is really cool. And then we obviously updated the text to be for Tokyo right here. Then what I wanted to do was do the exact same, but just for the backside instead. So in that case, what we do is that we pull the reference image of the backside of the t-shirt and just drag and drop that into the node right here. And then we also just took the Tokyo Tower inspired design right here, as well as the finished design from the front side of the t-shirt and drag that into this node right here. So I basically just told the node that we want to take the colorway from image 1, which is this image right here, and complete the backside as creation 10, which is obviously this image right here. Keep the text and everything the same, but update the colors. And this came out really, really solid as well. As you can see, the on the mission text right here isn't perfect, but it's pretty darn close. Then what we can do right here for kind of like increasing the details is using a image upscaler. So in that case, we can just do a image upscaler node right here, and we do the exact same thing. We just drag and drop the finished image right here, and we just have it upscaled. So now you can see the details are a lot better. Same thing with the shorts here as well. Now it looks a lot more detailed. Obviously, the more you zoom in, it's not perfect, but we get that more kind of like crisp feeling to the images. Then I basically go through and do the exact same for the shorts as well. So you can see right here that we are taking the image of the shorts, and we took the image of the, I believe just the t-shirt in this case. Yeah, I took the upscaled image of the t-shirt right here. Sorry, as you can see, it gets a little bit crazy here with all of the all of the nodes connected. But what we essentially did was we took the upscaled image of the t-shirt and the reference shorts right here, and basically told Nano Banana Pro once again to take the shorts and update them to the colorway from image upscale 1. Keep everything about the shorts the same except the colors. And we got the front side here, which looks, I mean, pretty spot on. If you look at the reference, I mean, this looks pretty perfect if you ask me. Then I do the exact same thing, just do the back side of the shorts. So we have the creation 13, which is the image right here. Sorry, the back side of the shorts. And we have the image generation number 5, which is the front of the shorts. And then basically just have it update them with the colorway from image gen 5. Keep everything else the same. Then again, we just drag them down here, the finished products, to upscale them just to get that little bit more of a crisp feeling for the images. And then we have the finished t-shirt and the finished shorts. Now, I basically just wanted to do the completed model shots right here that we had from the Berlin drop, and basically just have him wearing the t-shirt and the shorts. So as you can see right here, again, we just drag all of the finished designs into the reference. So in this case, I think I just dragged the regular generations, not the upscaled one, into the image gen right here. And you can see that the prompt is very simple. Put the t-shirt from image generation 1 on our model, use the shorts from image upscaler 2, and put on our model. So I took basically the t-shirt here and the shorts here, and the reference image from up here, dragged all of those nodes into the next image node right here, and this was the finished image. As you can see, I could have removed the cap as well because that doesn't really fit the orange colorway right here, but this looks really solid, and honestly like really close to how I would envision a potential Tokyo drop if they did the orange colorway would look like. Basically did the exact same here for the backside. So we just have the t-shirt and the shorts from generation 2 and creation 7, update the shorts from image upscaler 3, and put them on our model. And again, we just drag and drop the backside of the image right here, along with the backside of the shorts and the backside of the t-shirt. And then we have our 2 front and back model shots as well. Down here, as you can see as well, you can kind of like play around with different shot sizes and different kind of like angles. So in this case, I basically just wanted to drag the t-shirt and do a close-up macro shot of the t-shirt with the Tokyo text as the main focus. The fabric is crafted with lightweight fabric, blah, blah, blah. And then you can basically play around with different shot angles and detailing as well, which is really cool. So that's basically it in terms of the actual product design. So we have our finished t-shirt and shorts right here. And by the way, if you need help building custom AI solutions for your business, that's exactly what I do for brands, agencies, and service-based businesses. Click the first link in the description below. So now we basically have our clothing items fully designed. So we have the front of the t-shirt, we have the back of the t-shirt, we have the front of the shorts, and then we have the back of the shorts. Now I want to move on and kind of like generate our own model to place into different shots and scenes. And Represent, they often have a little bit kind of like that gritty feel to them, that kind of like dark studio vibe, which I really like. So I wanted to kind of like put this model into some different scenes right here. So what I did initially was basically just create a model inside of Higgsfield. So for this, I did use Higgsfield, and I used Higgsfield Soul to generate the model right here. And then what I basically did was add in a text node where I have the prompt in this case basically be to dress the reference person only in the provided clothing, footwear, and accessories. He's now wearing the provided outfit in the context of the reference, standing against a gray background with depth, realistic shadows, and balanced lighting. And then again, we just have the image generation node where I dragged in the image of our model. I dragged in the text prompt. I dragged in the finished designed t-shirt front and back and shorts front and back. And what I also did was basically want to put a pair of running shoes and socks on them as well. So I dragged these images. These I just downloaded from the website, obviously similar to what I did right here. So these aren't designed or made by me. I just took them from the website, basically just to complete the look. And then we got this shot right here, which I think looks honestly really, really crazy. I think this looks so good. You can see right here that we have the nice design. The text of Tokyo right here is a little bit off, but that could be a very simple fix. We could easily just do another screenshot of the Tokyo text specifically and then just have that as a second image generation node. I didn't do that in this case, but other than that, you can see that it's really, really clean and yeah, it really has that sick represent kind of like vibe to the images right here. Then what I started to do was starting to put the model here into different shot scenes. So again, what's nice about the node-based way of doing this is that we have these finished shots, and now I can just add in another text box right here, connect that to the image gen output along with our finished reference images from earlier, and it's all connected together. Super easy. So in this case, what I did was that I basically just added in a prompt having a male model captured across 9 distinct studio poses in a 3x3 editorial grid. And this is the output that it gave us first. And the first thing you'll notice right here is that the backside of the t-shirt here is completely off. Like this isn't what the backside should look like at all. So this is what, in that case, what you can do by dragging in a couple of more reference images. And then what you can do right here with the prompt is basically that I tell it to keep everything from image gen 9, which is the previous image right here, the same, but update the back of the t-shirt to match that of image upscale 1. So in that case, again, I just drag the backside of the t-shirt right here into this node right here along with the reference image from the previous step, and now we got a much better output, which is spot on. And this is what I mean again by having like everything connected together inside of this one workspace. It's so much easier to make small changes like this on the fly. Then lastly, what we want to do, or what I wanted to do in this case, was animate or turn this into a small video. So it's really nice inside of Freepik Spaces. You have the option to do text, image, and video as well. And again, you have a ton of different video models to choose from. In this case, I just chose, I think I chose Kling 01. And for the prompt, I kept it really simple. I just told it that the video shows all the models slightly moving around within their frame. That's it. You can see right here that the guy is very smoothly moving around. And I think this came out really, really clean. Okay, moving on. I wanted to also generate some more kind of just like studio shots or vibes of our model right here. So in this case, I was basically just dragging our model images as well as the, again, finished rendered t-shirts front and back, and same with the short, just to give the image model as much context as possible. Then I basically just gave it a prompt here to create a cinematic studio scenes showing a single model, which in this case is the image from up here, seated on a raw concrete floor in a dark minimal industrial space. Again, I won't read the entire prompt, but as you can see right here, the output is like really, really clean and crazy. Again, this I feel like is like a classic represent type of image, which is really, really cool. Then I wanted to play around a little bit with some motion blur type of images and some action shots of the model running. So again, I just have a very simple prompt here of a photorealistic high-speed motion lifestyle shot of the model captured mid-run, and this is the output. And then same with this one right here, you got kind of like get that motion blur type of vibe, which is really cool. And then again, I just turned this into a small video using Kling 01. For the prompt, I just have the model is running forward, slow-mo. It didn't really follow the slow-mo, so I think I would have had to play around with different models. But yeah, you still kind of like get that motion blur vibe while he was running, which is really, really cool. Down here, I basically just wanted to play around with different scenes, and I also wanted to do one image here where I was focusing specifically on the shoe and the sock as well, just to kind of like see what this will look like too. So again, I did a pretty detailed long prompt here, connecting the assets from the shoes and sock images into this image prompt, and this is the output that I got, which I thought was really, really cool. Same thing here with the model here sitting inside of a Shibuya alley, and then we basically again, just drag and drop all of the reference image nodes into this one, and then we just have the prompt do the magic for us. Then for up here, what I want to do was upload a couple of reference images that I had been playing around with in Higgsfield. So all of these images that you can see right here, these 5 were all generated inside of Higgsfield. Just before I was starting to build out this Freepik Spaces, I just had these as kind of like references that I wanted to play around with. So yeah, basically just had a couple of cool images that I thought were really clean that I wanted to kind of like use as references for the rest of the shoot. So we have this one, then we have this one right here with the t-shirt lying down next to the shoes. And then we have this one where the model is in front of Family Mart as well. And what's cool here is that you can start basically extracting a mood board based on the images that you have added in. So you can see right here that we also have a assistant node, which is basically an LLM inside of Freepik. And for the prompt, I basically told it to be a high-level creative strategist analyzing a editorial mood board. And the task is to extract the visual DNA of the board, not just what's in the images, but what the images are communicating through tone, texture, palette, and so on. And then we just have it break it down into a couple of different categories. And then I basically just, again, connected all of the 4 images. And then for the result, we got a color language, we got texture and material feel, we got the lighting, we got the spatial mood, we got the cultural or temporal signals, and then the emotional vibe. And then what I did, which is pretty cool, is based on this, I basically had the LLM create a prompt of creative shots with text to image prompts based on the mood board analysis. So I basically just gave it the analysis from the previous node and then the images, and then this is what it gave me in terms of the output. So we had a dynamic urban scenes featuring solitary runner clad in sleek modern athletic streetwear dominated by vibrant saturated orange tones. I won't read out the entire prompt, but we basically tried to nail the mood from these images into a text to image prompt. Then I basically wanted to see what these images would look like. So I connected this prompt into these image nodes right here. Obviously connected the t-shirt and the shorts again, and this is what it gave me. I mean, all of these look super, super good. As you can see, in some cases, we do have the image model adding some tights here, but I mean, that's not a big deal. But other than that, I think these came out really, really clean. I really like this one. This one is really cool as well. Same here, running across, kind of like, yeah, it should be a crossing, it looks like here. This is really cool too. Then I basically just wanted to do the exact same prompt. So I basically just dragged this prompt again down here, but I wanted to do it without adding the reference t-shirt and shorts, just to kind of like see if it generated anything different. And in this case, we did get a couple of different shots right here. I mean, this one is pretty similar, but we got kind of like this one. We got this bridge run shot, again, kind of like a different bridge run angle. This one came out really cool. I really like this one. And then we had this single running shot. Then I basically just added a text prompt here to change all the shots. So the model is wearing the orange 247 Tokyo t-shirt and the shorts from the reference images. Again, just drag and drop those from down here into the finished assets. And then this is what we got. So you can see right here that the models are now wearing our clothing, which is really nice. This one I think came out really, really cool. And then the single shot right here. The next thing I wanted to do was basically just play around with some shot lists in terms of like scenes and where we could do different shots for the lookbook. So the first thing I wanted to do was basically just do a very simple prompt right here, Japanese neon city street scene in Tokyo. And this is what it gave me. For this one, I did play around with using a different image model. So I used Seedream for this one. And it gave me this shot, which I thought was really, really cool as well. So I guess the idea here is that you don't just have to like generate shots of the models. You can do kind of like a lot of world building here as well, where you kind of like start generating the different vibes, the different, again, shot lists and scenes where we're going to have the actual shoot as well. And you don't just have to do like designs of the actual clothes themselves. And again, for the second kind of like shot list, I did a little bit of a longer prompt. So I had basically, again, a 3x3 grid of distinct scenes, angles, and shots for a sports fashion brand photo shoot set in Tokyo, Japan. And again, some really nice shots here that could be very, very relevant to, I guess, emulate for a shoot. So again, the idea here is that you can do a lot outside of just kind of like raw, I guess, or direct shots of a product. You can also do a lot of world building here as well. And then for the final images and things things that I wanted to show you is that, again, taking the mood board analysis from the LLM assistant down here, I fed that into a new assistant and basically told it to act as a creative director and visual strategist. And then based on the patterns and color and lighting, to generate some shot ideas that would fit for this mood board, with the task being to translating this into concrete shootable scenes, locations, and defining the overall vibe. And based on that, I did get a list of 5 different shot scenes, and I took 2 of them and that I really liked to generate these finished images right here. I really liked this shot. And this one, interestingly enough, was pretty similar to the one that we had earlier, but again, a really sick looking shot. This one came out pretty similar to the one that we had up here, which I thought was really cool as well. So again, this is what I mean by starting to build out like the actual world building part of a lookbook as well, and not just kind of like focusing too much on just the clothing or the products or the design, but like really taking a step further and building out that full kind of like immersion and vibe for the lookbook as well. Lastly, again, a small example that I wanted to show you is that, again, by having everything connected together inside of these notes, it's super simple to just have a prompt like this where we want to change the angle of the image, keep all details the same. We connect this into a new image gen node, and then we just drag the reference image that we want to do an angle change of, and we get a new angle of the image, which came out really cool as well. And then for a video here, what's cool is that we can do start and finish frames as well. So in this case, I dragged this as the end frame down here, and we dragged the first one as the start frame, and then you get kind of like this panning effect that you can see right here as well, which is really nice. And the prompt, again, super simple. The camera pans as the man is running on the treadmill, and that's pretty much it. Same example down here, exact same prompt, change the angle of the image, keep all the details the same, dragged in the reference image down here into this one, and then the same with the Family Mart image as well. And you get a completely new angle for image 1 and image 2. And again, for the final example, you can see right here that we had this reference image that I thought was really cool as well with the 2 runs right here. I dragged in the shot of our model and basically had the prompt be to replace the model in creation 29, which is this image, with our model from image gen 8, which is our guy up here again. Remove the guy in the back as well, so it's only our model in the shot. And then we got this really cool shot as well. So again, this is kind of like showing you how you can play around with reference images, extracting a mood board or a vibe. You can add in reference images and then update them using your products. You can play around with world building and building out the scenes and a shot list. And then obviously you can kind of like design actual product shots and full studio photo shoots as well for products that literally don't even exist based on reference images as well. So there you have it. This is how you can create an entire lookbook without having to regenerate all of your assets and having everything inside of one workspace. AI workflows like these can literally change how fast you move as a business. I mean, in this case, we literally generated an entire photo shoot and lookbook from a product that doesn't even exist yet. The link to the Freepik Spaces is in the description below. And if you need help building custom AI systems like this for your business, click the first link in the description. And if you found this video to be useful, I'm sure you're gonna like this video as well. So go ahead and watch that next. But with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.